Yeah, let's do this. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So, welcome to the Xat Podcast. It is the end of spring, starting of the summer of 2025. We are here with Angel, the iconic, the one and
Yeah,
only
mate.
Angel.
It's me. It's me,
Short name
bitches.
Angel with a capital L.
Yep,
Um,
Angela.
and your ID has always been the same, the 770077.
Nah, I bought that think I bought that in 2020. And
Mm.
my first ID started with a 2. It was a 9-digit ID. And by the way, I just want to correct you real quick. It's not coming up to summer here because I'm down under, mate. It's
Oh,
coming up to winter.
you're right. That's right.
Yeah, mate.
So we're across the world. Like I'm in the United States and you're in Australia,
That's
which
right.
is
So
very
we are currently
interesting.
talking to each other from the complete other side of the globe. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. But nowadays it's who knows what type of technology there will be in the future. Maybe Discord will go down and Zat will pick up again and make some voice chat feature or something. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Hey, especially what's going on lately with Discord, and we've got some old OG users coming back to Zat this year. It's going to be a very interesting year. Even 42 said himself on New Year's Day that there's going to be some changes around here.
Yeah. A lot of people I've been seeing slowly some old heads are coming back to Zat to check it out, and a lot of people are rebelling against Discord. They hate it. They don't like it. So something's going on, but
Yeah.
we'll see. And we have your chat is going crazy, Coastal. So
Yes, we are at
you
Coastal
know,
at the moment, guys. So if you want, come check it out.
yeah,
We'll be
zat.com/coastal.
doing a radio.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, we'll be doing a radio station soon. So we might like some EDM, some DMB, some trap. We might have a rock hour. You got your classic rock hits. We might just see what the people like as well. Like I'll do requests. So that will be coming up soon. Stay tuned. Stay keen. I sound like I'm on a radio station now.
Yeah. What would your DJ name be?
What would my DJ name be? Probably just
DJ
DJ
Angel?
Angel Lee, mate. Yeah.
Angel Lee. Oh my God. That's pretty
Oh,
funny.
that's my name though. It's on my
Yeah,
fucking
but
birth certificate.
how many DJ Angels were on Zat? It's a common name.
I'm a
But
real
you
DJ
literally
Angel.
have the short name Angel.
Yeah. And I'll be remembered as DJ Angel because it's me. Come on.
Have you always had that short name though?
I bought it in 2016 and I have these people come up to me and be like, Mike bought you that short name, didn't he? And I'm like, no, mate. If anything, I made the ticket myself. I was like, well, this Angel person hasn't been active since maybe like 2012. And I'm like, all right, that's mine. That's my name. It's on my birth certificate. So legally my name. I'm going to take that shit. So I bought it for like 35K about almost a decade ago now. And that was like around the same time I was dating Mike for a couple of years. And I know how that went down. I know we will get into that. Because I know people are like, that is so wrong.
Yeah, I have my own memories about that. I remember being there and seeing
you were there.
you date Mike. Mike, he doesn't come around anymore though. Yeah, we did. But
we were feuding, mate.
Mike doesn't come on much anymore. Maybe he's in like the background for like not even just back end, but maybe some business side of that. I don't know. But I think he's just totally inactive right now.
Even then, I don't even think he contributes too much to Zat anymore. Like, I know he's a smiley maker and all. I'm not too sure how often he does that. I know he's off Zat and he's been off for quite a few years. Although I do talk to Mike every now and then. We do still talk.
Really? That's cool. I hope he's doing good.
Yeah, we good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've always had like a mutual respect for each other.
Mike's an interesting person, interesting user. He he was
Mhm.
always, I don't even know how to say it, but like he tried to get me once. I was like, I need help with some code, and he tried to make a deal where like if he helps me with code, he'll get my powers, my gold and stuff. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
whatever. And then he helps me, and then he goes and gets me torched because I didn't. It was like
Whoa.
stupid, yeah, because I didn't give him my gold pawn. Um,
You
he
didn't give
got
him
my
gold?
Zat me torched, the Zat me page. He
Oh,
got that
right.
torch, but then I ended up getting it untorched anyways. But he was weird for doing that.
I
And he
don't
was
know
weird.
why he did that to some people, eh? He just turned on some people because sometimes he would hear things or he would see things and then blow it out of proportion or misinterpret or
Yes,
misconceive what they've said or done and then think that he's being betrayed. And that's the one thing I had to reassure Mike. I'm like, no, I don't actually think they're betraying you this time. I think that maybe you've got it a bit twisted, like he's
you're
twisted
right.
their words or something.
You're describing Mike very well. And I wanted to say Mike is like, to me, he's like a classic like online user. Like I can just like I
Yeah,
can just
he
image
is.
his haircut, like his old school haircut, and the
It
back
is.
then,
For
like
real.
he feels like a he's been there for a minute, and he's like to me like a classic like online user, like MySpace type of, like he's been
Mike
there.
is an OG from like 2006. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, he's gone, and he does
Yeah.
own 7M. And I know that Tim, I'm gonna call you out right now. Um, you're not gonna get that ID off Mike. Stop asking, okay?
I want to get an MID. It just hasn't been created yet. I'm trying to get it in an auction.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
but
sure you could imagine by looking at my ID which one that would be. If you know,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
um,
like 66 or 69M.
yeah, coming for it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
Um,
because you got 66690.
yeah, yeah. Um,
6969690. Cool.
so when did
Seven
you
digit
initially?
gang.
Yes, I actually got that ID for free.
Oh, nice. I think I got
Yeah,
mine like 80K.
I got it from a friend from Club Penguin Armies. He didn't use the site anymore, and I found him on Discord like years ago, and I asked him if I can have his account, like his ID and his powers. So first he gave me his powers, and he used to have every power. So when I got his powers, I basically had like double of everything. And then I was able
Hey.
to sell all my doubles or exchange all my powers for every power. That's how I got it.
Hey, that's
And
pretty cool. Nice.
yeah, and then he had to, after transferring his powers, he had to delete his account. And then I got the reg link, and then I registered my account.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Got that all for free, huh?
Pretty much. I mean, I slid the guy like $20 on PayPal, but it's pretty much
Yeah.
for all that. It's like that's crazy.
Yeah, for real though. I mean, $20, $20, but
Yeah,
that's still courteous enough to give him something. But what were you going
yeah.
to ask me before? Sorry.
Oh yeah. When did you join that?
2010, I was on Club Penguin and someone was like, can you go onto Google and type in rock hopper chat? I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what comes up. And so I click on this Xat rock hopper chat and I'm like, it was really intimidating because there was so many people in this chat room and they were talking like all at once. Like I'm telling you, Xat was not like it was now as opposed to what it was back then. Is when people talk in the chat, you will miss their message if you're not there to read it. It just goes
Yeah.
up. It just goes like disappears, scrolls up.
Yep.
It was
Yeah. And
crazy.
yeah, they should make a thing for like chat log, like a power to read chat logs or something. I don't know why they haven't done that yet.
Yeah, right.
Like for at
It's a
least
good
for like
idea.
the chat owners to assign it and keep a log of chats.
I thought that was a thing, but I guess not.
I'm not sure. Maybe it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Um,
I don't know, man.
I know they do it with the bot. Like they use the Fex bot to read chat logs at least.
Yeah, but they have to do it manually, and it's just such a pain in the ass. Huh?
Yeah. Um. So back then, that was really wild. like you're saying, there was a ton of people on there talking at once. Um, it was just a different environment, totally. Do
Oh,
you
for
like
real.
do you do you like how that was back then, how it used to be, or do you like how it is now? And that's like comparing the toxic, crazy, hectic environment it was compared to today, where it's a smaller community, but it's more chill and not much going on.
That was a tough one because I feel like nowadays you have more of a smaller community, so it's more intimate. So you kind of know everyone by now, especially considering how long people have been on Zat and they're still, they're still there somehow. People eventually come back and then. But I think the dynamic back then, it was nicer because if I didn't want to talk to like a million strangers, I could just go and make my own chat, which is what I did. I made my own chat. My name was Sparks, and I called my chat Sparks6123 because that was my Club Penguin name.
Wow.
And I had all my Club Penguin friends join my chat, and it was really cool because I would log in and they would all be there, and I wouldn't have to kind of like have to maintain the chat by always talking. There was just a community of people for one chat. But nowadays, there's a community of people for like, there's only like a small variety of English speaking people that go on like 2-3 chats. Like they vary between 2-3 chats. And even then they don't even go on them. They have one main chat that they go to. No one really owns their own chat that besides the official chats. It's not really like, you do have people, I guess, starting up their own chats now because, people are starting to come back and, it's starting to get more lit. But it's nothing like how it was back then. There were always random people with their own chats and their own communities, their own friends. They could just make a chat box whenever they wanted and then just send a link, the direct link. So like xat.com/sparks6123 to like all my mates. And it was just so nice. Like the dynamic was so cool because there were just always people online to talk to. So I don't know. I liked it back then, but I feel like we can definitely get there again as long as like, people are actually willing to promote their chats and do some fun, give people incentive to want to go to those chats. So if you do competitions, so that we can win Zats or like radios, like we were talking about before, great incentive.
So I also joined from Club Penguin. That's how I
Yeah,
think a lot of people joined, which is
that's
huge
right.
for
Yeah.
that. But it was an Adobe Flash based chat though, and I gotta say with they switched to HTML5, and the progress they've made has been very slow, but it's getting there. Um, it's slowly
Oh, yeah.
getting there, very slowly though, based solely because it's just volunteer work anyways, which is crazy. And I try to
Yeah.
help. I find bugs and stuff, whatever, report. But it's the progress has been very slow. But with HTML5, there's a lot of capabilities they can do now. So I also wanted to
Yes,
say
there's a
that,
lot of potential.
yeah, back then there was a lot of toxicity, a lot of like phishing links, stuff to grab your IP, or it was a very it was a very dangerous thing online. Like chats were very dangerous online back
Oh,
then.
they were. Yeah. That's a big thing
Yeah,
too. I was a kid, and I was being exposed to people. If you don't have certain powers on that, so if you don't have like a no private chat, very cheap, by the way, costs like nothing,
yeah,
100 Zats, or no PM, then it stops random users from private chatting and private messaging you. But if you don't know this, then you've got a bunch of people messaging you and private chatting you and sending you really weird links because they're all sorts of people around the world on the internet finding that
yeah.
from various sources. And of course, it's going to be some weirdo on Club Penguin, right?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of weirdos, a lot of hackers. I would say a lot of the world's like most prominent top hackers definitely came from that and used that
Yeah.
because I met a lot of them from there. And
Yeah.
it's very interesting how that
Oh,
was
yeah. And you learn a lot from those
yeah,
people too.
yeah. And the thing is like people were even getting their routers fried because back then routers were pushing what
Yeah.
10, 10 megabytes per second. They weren't
Oh,
pushing anything
real.
back then, and people were frying routers and
Yeah, it was a thing.
blackmailing for powers, just for
Yeah, there was
$5 worth of powers.
so many scams everywhere. Like I got scammed at least 5 times. Like I was just well, I probably shouldn't have been on Xat because Xat is actually 14 plus. But I was like, 12 getting scammed and then crying to my mom about it.
The thing is,
I'm like,
uh,
yeah.
the thing is like now, since the communities are more small, it's easier to combat the scams and report it, and the volunteers will get something done through the ticket system. Whereas
Yeah,
back then,
absolutely.
a lot of that got away with, a lot of it back
Yeah, that's
then.
so true. So true. I do like it for that factor is that people actually the volunteers attend to the tickets these days. And I think that the important thing or the vital thing to remember about, like hackers and scammers and things like that is you can still ban people from your chats. So, or at least you can report them and those tickets will be answered, as opposed to doing it back then. Yes, you're right. They never really got attended to, or at least you're waiting like 2 to 3 months,
Yeah.
because it was so much,
Yeah.
so many people.
So being on that at a young age, there was some bad things that came into light, like e-dating or some bad chats or, hackers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a full adult, what are your thoughts on the communities or people you interacted with back then?
Oh man. Yeah, this thing is like I talked to some pretty suspicious people and I didn't really know about them until later on, like as I got older. And I'm like, oh, right. But I guess from my end, majority of the time, I would kind of just like ignore them or block them if I was like just not interested. Um, but majority of the time, it's a tough one because there are some people that are growing with you, like growing up with you, and they don't have their way in life either. And I feel like, I guess back then, it was more ruthless. Like, there was no cap, like there was no lid on it. There was just everyone was so raw. There was so much dark humor, dark talk. And nowadays everything's kind of like filtered and censored and you don't want to start harassing people. There was so much of that, like these days everyone I feel like even in real life, the world, everything's changed and everyone's starting to be more compassionate and kind. I think that's something that's being a little bit more normalized these days. So we don't
Yeah.
feel the need to have to go back to that stage of Zat. I feel like this is a moment in time for Zat to not just become what it was, but become better than what it was.
It's hard for that though because that would take such a long time for them to move that direction. But the issue
Oh
is
yeah.
that there's like old systems in place where they need to upgrade stuff. Like why can't when you're registering an account, it promote like internet safety and like the ticket system? Like, hey, if you ever need to make a report, we have a ticket. Like, why can't they promote some of that instead of having to go to help chat to get these answers? Why can't
Well, this is
they like
why. Yeah.
uh
Sorry, go.
Oh, I also want to say like they have like a little quiz to get the tickle power, like to learn about internet safety. Like that's like old and outdated, But yeah, go ahead. What's the reasoning?
Yes. Yes, totally. And you're right. Like they should include some sort of like system where we can integrate these suggestions. Like I'm sure they have a suggestions section somewhere, but we need a more official suggestions, I guess, like section. So people actually know where to find it and that they're actually going to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, they hide that. They just keep it on the forum, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go to the forum." They should definitely put some type of
Yeah.
section on the main page. Honestly, the
Yes,
menu.
exactly. There should be a big button on the top of Xat that says suggestions.
But you think they wouldn't get overwhelmed with suggestions by doing that? Because they work at
Nah.
such a slow pace.
No, because
I
what they can do is they can read all the suggestions, then they can prioritize how many of each suggestion, like the quantity of each one, and see which one has the most quantity, and then they can start from the priority and then work their way down. And they can work as a group, as a team to do that. But it's just the
there's
fact that people don't like working as a group or team these days. They want to work solo.
there's too many. Also, there's too many. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are stealing. There's some. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's some users, even staff at Help, that are stealing my
Mm-hmm.
suggestions and posting it on the forum and not crediting me. When I ask
Yes.
it, hey, they when they tell me they're posting, I say, okay, well, if you're gonna post that, you need to credit me. So
Right.
there's people doing that, and also I want to say like if there's a suggestion thing, like a more like, hey, put like push for suggestions posted on the main menu.
Mm.
I think there's so many things that need to be changed with that there would be way too many suggestions. Like I'm telling you, like crazy amount. It's just
Yeah,
a
but
lot
this
of it's
is
outdated. Yeah.
it really is. But this is the thing is I guess a lot of people don't want to see that fall as a whole because of not only the memories and the nostalgia, but because a lot of people are going to lose money. And it's not just about money, but it's about a lot of people are going to lose their connections, their communities, their friends. Um, and it's just some people are not going to sustain. Like I was talking to a reseller the other day, and I bought Zats off him. Excuse me, but anyway, I was talking to him, and usually 1,000 Zats will go for like $2.50, right? $2.50 US is like generally how much they go for. And this reseller had bought them for so much more, and he would not budge for any lower than $3.2 US. And I was
Oh
kind of
no.
astonished. Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, but do, do you like get any business? I was not trying to be rude, but I asked him in the most kindest way. And he's like, look, um, I don't know what to do at this point. I bought them and I think I might just sell everything and quit. And I'm like, look, bro, I'm only going to do this because I feel bad. But how about and he asked me for 3 and I said, no, but I will do it for 2.9 because
Oh
I was
god.
being, yeah. I would
I
never
feel like
do
you
that.
just got
Okay.
scammed. I feel like that
I
was like just
know.
like a sob story. And
I
because
know.
if it's who I think you're meant, if it's the reseller you're talking about, because there's
Yeah.
one reseller that charges way up there, and they've been
Yeah.
doing that for a while. So if they're giving that sob story, like, yeah, I might quit soon, like, they're just overpricing it like crazy.
Dude,
Um,
he gave me the biggest sub story. Like it wasn't even just that. Okay.
I can get Zats for like 2.2, 2.3 per K.
Yeah, exactly. I can go to another friend of mine, and we're good friends, and he doesn't do it any cheaper, but I can get it for like 2.3 from him.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna just the thing is, I wanted them then and there, and my friend wasn't online, and I also wanted to help this other reseller that sells the Zats for 3.2. I wanted to
that's
help him out
crazy.
because he seemed like I know, but it seemed like he genuinely got ripped off by somebody and he just wanted to get rid of them or something. Because I don't know how the hell he I don't know. Because he said to me that most of the resellers do it for like a hobby or like they're not doing for profit necessarily. Um, but he said that that's his income. And so now I'm like, what do you mean that's your income? Like how are you supposed to live off reselling Zats, bro? Come on. That's not the whole point of Zat, okay? That's not the
There's no
point.
way.
You're not supposed to make money off it.
Well, that's what the trade market's there for, but there's no way you can make a living off selling that for that high. No one's gonna
Hell
buy
no.
it.
And there's
It's like
not
crazy.
exactly. And the people aren't even making money off Zat. I mean, if they are, then they're just really good at what they do. But it's not really what we go on Xat for.
Yeah. So you used to flaunt around with every power, right? Do you miss
Right
it?
after we talked about that, yes, I flaunted around with every power at one stage.
Do you miss having every power?
No. Well, actually, sometimes I just want that pretty pink pawn, but not really because I feel like everybody's got it these days, and I kind of like just I kind of just like owning my my short name and my ID, and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I don't really need powers. Everyone knows who I am. I don't think that looking pretty on a chat is gonna make it better for me and heal my soul and fill the hole in my my heart. Nah, I don't miss it. I don't care.
But,
I got gold. That's all
um,
right.
by the way, I heard there's a new recent update where Blue Man and Pink, they show even if you're a guest in the chat, they'll still show.
I noticed that. I noticed that like last week. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
being inclusive, guys. You're not being racist against blue and pink.
Yeah. So what chats did you hang out at back then? Any
Okay.
like top five or whatever, like whatever ones you want to mention?
All right. So most of the time I would go on to Fishy CP and they had Fishy CP radio there. So I did join it for a little bit. I was DJing on Fishy CP when I was about like 13, 14. I went on Earth
Wow.
Breach Radio. I know. Crazy times, right? Oh, I was so nervous on that radio station. And let me tell you, I didn't really have a good taste of music back then. I was listening to Nightcore and I was just playing pop hits because I had nothing, I didn't know what to play, to be honest. That's all I had downloaded. So,
All right.
uh, yeah. And at the time, I was a bit of a noob. Kind of picked it up along the way though. And I hung out at social quite a bit after Fishy CP went down. Social became the new thing. And Kane, I think Kane started running social radio there as well. So I joined on that for a bit. And there were a few people, like a few of my friends had radio chats. So I went on to Shares. I don't know if anyone remembers, I'll say it like American Shares. Sherry. But she was pretty cool. Like she was, yeah, I liked her and she liked me. It was really cool because we had such a big age difference, but we got along really well. She was about 34 and I was
Wow.
14. Yeah, we were like besties.
Wow.
Same with Hannah, because I did Hannah and I were besties in 2015. She was like 20. I was 15.
Wow.
And then yeah, man, like I had all these older friends. I know everyone was so much older than me, but I don't know, I just vibed with everyone. There was some weirdos. I did meet two people from Zat. Um, but I'm
Oh.
trying to remember that chat. I met Adam and what's his name? So Adam is Aussie or Scream. We all know him. Have your opinions. That's all goods. I don't talk to him these days because yeah, we're just not friends.
Yeah, he has a kid now and stuff. So
Yeah, he does have a kid now, and I heard some things that happened with him, and not just with him, but with his child and with people online. I heard some stories, and they were pretty gruesome to me. So I don't really like to associate with him after hearing that. But this, when I met him, was years ago. Like this was before he started
yeah.
going down this path. So I met him when I was 16, and I know there's these rumors that go around that me and Adam had a thing, which didn't happen. We literally went to the shops together. We went shopping, and then he he did buy me. The only thing he did that he shouldn't have done was buy me alcohol at 16. But I only had
Oh wow.
one. I had one Jim Beam. Okay, it was one can of Jim Beam, and it was all goods. So then 2 years later, it was my 18th, and I invited him to my 18th birthday, and he came. met my parents, and well, I mean, he'd already met them before, but he met my whole family, and we went out to the city. We went clubbing, and we had this limousine, and it was pretty fun. You know, we had a good
Wow.
time. Yeah, it was so fun. And he met my sister who passed away a year after, or just under a year
Wow.
after that. And I invited him to the funeral, but unfortunately he was really busy and he couldn't make it. And I never really talked to him after that. So then I heard all about all this stuff that went down with him on Flirt and catfishing people. I wasn't too happy about hearing about that stuff, and that he was leading these girls on and would come to me and cry about him. And I'm like, oh no. And this is the thing is I'm like, well, you went for Adam and you know what he's about. And this is what I would just say to them, because people just know that's Adam, okay? He's not going to have a serious relationship online. He's just not.
Yeah.
So, and then the other guy is Nitram. He's very flamboyant. So he's so nice. He's so great. He was a mod on social. He had a few registered names, Nitram, Faint. I don't remember what he called himself though. He was mostly just Nitram. But we met at a theme park. So we met at Movie World on the Gold Coast. That was so fun. Even though it was raining all day, we had so much fun together. And we were like roughly the same age. I had no idea that he lived in my city. And we were both just chilling on social, like, wait a second, you live near me? Let's go. So that's
That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That,
Hmm.
that's good that you still remember like the little details, like it was raining. Like it's really cool.
I know. It's great because I like to reminisce about these things because it was such a long time ago. And then we met up like a little bit after that, and he gave me a birthday present. It was so cute. He gave me a
Wow.
little dress. Oh, yeah.
See, there is good experiences of meeting people. I think the people
Yeah.
that end up meeting from that takes a long time and a lot of trust to build to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Um,
100%.
I
You're
don't
not going
think,
to do that unless, yeah.
yeah, I don't think people are that dumb to meet some weirdos, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I know that everyone was like, you must be a dumbass right now going to meet Adam. But I was like,
Right.
you. I've known Adam since I was like 12, even though that sounds really bad because he was like 15 or 16. He never once was weird to me. Okay. In the whole time I knew him, since the point, you know, 5 years after meeting him, we'd met. He was never once weird to me. I don't care what he was like to you. He wasn't fucking like that with me. Okay. So I just don't care. Right. He never did anything to me. He never harassed me. The only thing he did that really pissed me off to me is when I got back from Sydney after meeting him, he told everyone on Xat that we slept together. And then it got back to Mike, and I was dating Mike at the time too.
Uh,
Yes, dating Mike.
well, Mike was how old at the time?
Oh God, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I was
that's
16.
another story. Yeah,
That's another story for sure. We will
yeah.
touch on that because I'm sure you have your opinions, and a lot of people do, and that's
If
fine.
yeah, but wow, just the drama from meeting up and Adam spreading rumors and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I was
and
like, bro,
Zach,
you better set the record straight right now, and he did. But I was like, oh, dickhead.
yeah, and back then it's still kind of a thing, maybe a thing, but back then it was like you could go to the homepage and use the search bar and you can look up your name and like see who's talking about you in the chats and like really
Oh
see the logs like
wow,
that. Um,
it's creepy.
yeah, but that's how it was back then. And it was like
Yeah, it
Adobe
was.
Flash chats. It wasn't even HTML. It was so weird and different. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so what's your favorite smileys to use?
I like the tongue one. It's good.
Okay.
Or all the laughing ones, like ecstatic, the maniac from Anime Power.
I like
I
the
like the
toad one. You
anime,
seen the toad?
the toad.
Yeah, I'll show
No,
you
wait,
later when
what?
I'm on the chat. I'll show you
Okay,
the laughing toad. Yeah.
okay. Show me
Um,
the toad. Yeah.
You like it, I think the power is literally called Toad. If you
Oh,
do
it's a
list
power.
Smiley's Toad, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
And then so you like XP? I know you like the tongue one. Do you like XP though?
Oh, the Toad Fire one's cool. XP, yeah, I like XP. I like using
Yeah,
that one. XD, I'll still use that one.
yeah. And they got
What's
classic.
that one?
You do classics too. There's
Yes.
Taj. There's a bunch. Yeah. And there's actually
I
like
like
some
the
cursed smileys too.
some what smile?
Some cursed smileys.
Some cursed smiley.
Yeah, like
Like what?
look up the walking grass one. Look at that one.
Walking grass
Walk
one.
grass, yeah.
Walk grass. Oh god. Walk grass.
Yeah. Tell the bot to say it.
Okay. Say. Why is it not showing up? Oh, I got clear on. Right. Oh, jokes.
I think it takes a
Oh
second to
my
load.
god.
Yeah, it's just
Ew.
cursed.
Ew.
So
You're right.
I do like some of those. Those are funny.
Yeah. Hey.
Um,
I don't know, man.
do you like kisses?
What do you mean? Like the
Like doing
actual
like the sharks or the hippo?
Oh, right, yeah, no. I don't do them because no one gives a fuck about them, to be honest. Like whenever you do them in the chat, people just see it as an inconvenience, and I'm not trying to do that.
So you're not trying to be a troll. So you're saying that you think kisses are for trolls.
Yeah, I think kisses are for trolls.
Okay. You got a point.
Yeah,
Um,
like for real. Like, I mean, there's a rainbow here and there's a notepad here, and it's like, dude, like what are you trying to insinuate? I can go in Google Images and look up the same shit.
yeah.
I don't
So
know. Some
so
of
I
them are
heard,
kind of cute.
yeah, they're funny. The sharks wake up the
There we go.
chat and stuff. And it's just funny. Actually,
Yo,
I suggested the
for
hippo's
sure.
power,
Yeah.
and I based it off of the hippo kiss
Oh,
because
is
they
that a
had a hippo.
power?
Yeah, hippos. Yeah, if you look for hippos, I suggested that, and
I
they
got it.
gave it to me for free for as a test power.
Oh, that's
That
so
was my idea.
cool.
Yeah, but I came up with the idea
Oh.
because there was a hippo kiss in the first place.
Oh yes. Oh my god, there's a hippo shitting. Oh my god. Ew.
Now you have to buy it, right?
No, no, wait. Say hippo EFX? Is that it? Oh my god. It turns around and it shits in your face.
That's great. It's
Yum.
one of the best powers ever.
Oops. Yeah, dead set. Far out. Oops.
So yeah, they gave me
Okay.
a test for that because I suggested it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about some voice acting. So I heard you do voice acting on the side, like anime girls or something like that. Are you able to talk about what
Hajimaki.
you do, or are you able to do some stuff, some
Yeah,
quotes?
absolutely. Yeah. So basically, I'll start with what got me into voice acting. Um, well, when I was younger, my siblings and I, because I have two sisters, two brothers, but it was just me and my two sisters, you know.
Mhm.
And we would make up these characters and come up with these voices and do little skits. And we would steal my parents' camera. Um, my dad would get really pissed off when he'd find out the SD card was full of all of our shit.
Oh,
And so, yeah, like we'd come up with these characters that, you know, and this teacher from our school, I she had this really strange voice. I will talk about Mrs. Lassou, okay? I'm sorry, Miss Lassou, if you're listening. And we made her out to be this like evil substitute teacher who like basically smacks kids, like a Mrs. Trenchbull character from what's that movie? Matilda.
Mm.
So I was like, get your bloody ass back in the chair, you little shit. I'm gonna smack that ass so hard, you know?
Wow.
And then the kid would be like screaming. So one of us would have to like reenact the kid running back to the chair or running back to the bed because she would like come over to their house, and so we would make like a little game where she would come over and have to babysit the kids. And if they weren't in bed, then she would like chase you down the house and like smack
So
your arm until you get into bed.
that got you to wanting to do voice acting.
Eh?
That's what got you into wanting to do voice acting. Like that's like
Yeah,
your
because we
start.
all like pretty much like when we were like really young, I was just making up these characters, and then I started like writing scripts, and I like recording using voice memos, and then all of a sudden my siblings told me, "Hey, you could do that voice so well," with a couple of things like what's that? Was that kids show, Little Princess? Do you know that show? And they go, "She's a little
Uh,
princess."
no, I'm not familiar. No.
Okay, well, I could do the main character, and then they were like, "Hey, that goes hard." So then I basically took the liberty upon myself to start recording my own skits. So I used GarageBand. I made one. I made some demos. Sorry, so I made some advertisements, or at least some fake advertisements. I wanted to do some radio work, so after I did radio, I was like, "Oh my god, I need to get on the radio," which I guess I hadn't worked up the courage to do. And I'm turning 25 soon, so I definitely need to start putting myself out there, which is what I'm planning to do this year. I have no excuses because I'm not working at the moment, like doing anything else besides the voice acting thing, because that's like ultimately how I get paid at the moment. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
I
yeah,
I wish you luck in all that. That's great that you're really pushing for that. That's awesome. And
thank you.
I
Appreciate
want to
it.
let you know that on my other podcast, we recently one of our recent episodes we released was with a voice actor from an anime, a huge
Yeah,
franchise, and
that's so
one of the main
cool.
characters. Yeah, and I asked all kinds of questions and stuff, but he was telling me that he um he has an IMDb and he usually just edits it himself and puts all of his work in there himself because no one else is going to do it. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
um,
Yeah,
that's what I
cool.
recommend for you when you start
Yeah,
getting into some cool stuff. Any
yeah,
type of work that you're hired for to do voice acting for, just put it on your IMDb yourself and make it build your little portfolio and make it look good. You know.
yeah, 100%. So I've done that on voices.com. So you can
Mm.
upload all your demos. So I have like a British voice demo where it's like, "You must know that you mean the most to me. Oh dear." Like I don't know what I said, but um
Oh
it
my
sounded
god.
really sophisticated. And I was like, I put the title as British Woman Loves You. So it's like clickbait, you know?
Mm. Yeah, so that's how you're getting work through there. People are finding you through there.
Yeah, they're finding me through these voice websites and through the agencies, as I need to, I guess, look into that because I guess it's really hard to put yourself out there if you don't already have a portfolio. And one thing that I guess, that you can include in that is, I'm not sure if, because I can't upload a CV or anything, but that's definitely something that you should include when I'm applying for like, or if you were to apply for a radio station, is to not only include a CV, sorry, not a CV, cover letter. My bad. Not only included cover letter. Oh wow. I swear I'm sober. But also include the demos of,
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah, I heard that
uh,
having agencies
yeah.
is a really good method. That's how you can get a lot of positions and spots through an agent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good
Yeah.
one.
Straight up. Yes.
Do you watch anime?
I don't watch anime. I don't, but I know I know the language of Japanese and the
What?
symbols. Like I can
Wait,
read
what?
Japanese. No, I don't know how to speak Japanese, but I know like what the characters mean, and I know some words.
Wow, that's really
Does that
cool.
make sense?
That's a good talent. But I'm sure
Yeah,
you would be needed for an English dub or something. Um,
exactly. I'd straight up just be like, "No, we have to go there."
that's really good. That was really good.
Yeah, mate. That's me getting into character.
I definitely think getting into character is really good to be able to know how to do that and to feel yourself getting in there. And I definitely think you're gonna get some cool jobs, some cool positions with some brands
I
in the
really, I
future
really
if you
appreciate
keep
that.
it up. I think you're really
Thanks very
good. And
much.
yeah, if I'm gonna say it, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some cool spots and some cool gigs for sure.
Hey.
You just
Oh
gotta keep that
yeah, I got
mentality. But
goosebumps.
yeah,
Yeah, I got goosebumps, man. Thank you.
I see it. And keep that up. Um so just we're gonna end off the podcast soon, but I have some last questions. Um
Yeah. Shoot.
the last questions would be any shout outs to any old friends you haven't seen in a while. And the very last thing would be any last words for the Xat community.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, here's some Club Penguin shout outs. So, yo, Grumpy99, Blue Jean, Toxic Pengu, Toxic Pengu. I meant Zeke. Oh, hey, Romeo Orange from Carrijon, New South Wales. Sorry. I miss y'all. I haven't talked to them in like maybe 14 years. They probably won't be there, but hey, I miss y'all. Also, shout out to my homie, my home dog Greg. I have too many
Greg?
homies. And shout out to Jad. Jad knows he loves that. Jad knows that I love him a lot.
What's up, Chad? Shout out from the Xat Podcast.
Yeah, shout out, mate. And any words for the community, you say?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got over a flu. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, just stay positive. Don't bring other people down if you're not having a good day. Just do something good for yourself. Self-care, all right? Be kind to your tomorrow self. That is probably the best advice that I could give for the community, or for anyone, is just be kind to your tomorrow self. You know you got to do something tomorrow. Make sure you prepare. Premeditate shit. Make sure that you got a schedule ready or a list ready. So then you're not like waking up the next day and going, God, I have like too many things to do. Which one do I do first? Because we're humans. We all do it. All right. So just take care of yourself and love yourself. Love yourself more than anyone else.
Thank you. Thank you, Angel, for all your kind words. Thank you for coming on the Xat Podcast. I hope to have you on here another time. We really appreciate you. And I look forward to everyone listening to this soon. Thank you so much for coming on.
You too. Thanks, guys.